What's up, everyone, and happy 316 day. Today we are doing another movie review. This weekend in the theaters, so dead, so slow. It gave me opportunity to watch a new movie. I had the opportunity to either see Mickey 17, Last Breath, Black Bag, or Novocaine. So I chose Novocaine. First time I saw the previews, which was a few months ago, I was like, man, this looks like a good action movie. Looked like it had a lot of violence in it, a lot of cool scenes, cool stunts. Along with the crowd that I watched the trailer with, they were like, oh man, this looks awesome. So I couldn't wait for it to come out. So it finally came out this past weekend, and not a lot of people were coming into the movie. Like a lot of people still were piling in to see Mickey 17. Saturday, more people came to see Black Bag, which that movie I heard just bad reviews of. And Sunday, Novocaine actually did a little more than Black Bag, and I think Mickey 17 did more than both of those combined. Over the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Novocaine did 8.7 million in the box office. Wasn't that great, but there hasn't been like a real big movie out since Captain America. And next week there is a lot of movies coming out. Everyone knows of Snow White that's coming out. That's gonna bring a lot of people in. Back to the theaters. The last 2 weeks have been so slow, but as getting in this movie, Jack Quaid, he stars as Nathan Kane. He also played as the lead in Companion, which just came out. I recommend that movie. That's a fun movie. And I guess Nathan Kane has he has some medical issue called SIPA. I'm not sure exactly what it stands for. I don't even know if it's real or just the movie made it up, but he can't feel pain. And when he was younger, he had the nickname of Novocaine. So hence the title Novocaine. Movie started kind of slow. It had showed Nathan Kane, Novocaine, as an assistant bank manager. And they're showing how he takes like his life all cautiously. For instance, he doesn't eat solid foods just because he thinks he's gonna bite his tongue off. He's all cautious about that. He doesn't want to burn himself on hot water, so he has like a little pressure thing in his shower, so it doesn't let him get all the way to like hot water. He sets his timer on his phone every 3 hours to go off every 3 hours, just so he can go to the bathroom because he thinks his bladder is gonna burst. So that sums him up. He's like real nice guy, but he takes life cautiously. And they had the other main character, I forgot her name, but he gets involved with her. That's his love interest, and they have a bank robbery, and she gets kidnapped. And Novocaine, he's chasing after her. He goes on this big hot pursuit and chases after her. And this is when all the fun starts. Like the beginning was slow. It kind of showed how Novocaine and the girl were a couple, and it kind of makes you think, or it kind of makes you forget what movie you're actually watching. The first 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, half hour, like I was like, oh, this is a love story or what? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And, Jack Quaid did great playing that character, but I got lost, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be that violent, crazy movie, and boy, did it turn violent and crazy. There are some scenes where I read online, there's some gut-wrenching scenes. They're not too bad. It is violent, But there's one scene, I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's like, ugh. I didn't look away, but I was like, I can see what I can see what they're talking about. Um, yeah, number one, like a guy can't fight. I thought like for Love Hurts, that dude he can fight. He used to be a killer. He said he wasn't gonna hurt anyone anymore. Then he turns into his good old bad self. And then that movie was fun. But this guy, he's like he just can't fight. He just gets whooped. And he wins fights that way. He just can't feel pain. And the camera work where he was getting whooped on, like the action scenes, I loved it. For instance, he was getting slammed from the ground to the wall, and the camera was like moving back and forth and just following him. I thought that was pretty fun. And then right in the middle, there was a good plot twist. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Didn't know where it was gonna end up, but it was pretty good overall. I liked the movie. Wasn't too bad. It kept me entertained. It was fast. It was funny. It's an action slash thriller. They should throw a comedy in there too. Yeah, it was fun. Um, it runs about an hour and 39 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes. It's a real quick, easy movie to watch. If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 5 and an A to F scale, I would give it a 3.5. So that's B minus C plus. Like it wasn't the greatest thing I've seen, but it's better than some of the movies that have been put out there. For instance, I think it was last week with Mickey 17, there was a movie called In the Lost Lands, and I thought, well, number one, the movie was never promoted. I saw previews for it the week before it was released, and that's with Dave Bautista and Mila Jovanovic, the Resident Evil girl. I thought with those two in it, that movie would do great, but that movie wasn't selling at all this week and last week either. I don't even think with 2 weeks in the theater, I don't think that movie's made over $2 million together. Next week, I'm probably gonna watch Snow White. It's made by Disney. People are gonna come just because it's Disney. Again, I'll probably watch that. And there's a lot of movies coming out next week that are getting overshadowed by Snow White. The Alto Nights, starring Robert De Niro. He plays two characters in that. That movie comes out, and there's a lot of movies that haven't been promoted. A lot of people don't know about. One of them is Locked. That is with Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. That looks like a good movie, easy movie, good movie. What else is coming out? A movie called The Assessment. That looks pretty good. I just saw previews for that yesterday saw previews for it, and that looks pretty good. I never even heard of that movie. There's another one coming out too. Man, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's like 5 movies coming out this weekend. All of them look interesting, but I'll end up probably seeing Snow White. Of course, they're projecting it to do big, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of talk that it's not gonna do as well as. Excuse me. There's a lot of talk that they don't think it's gonna do as well as it should. Just like Captain America, it had a hot opening weekend and then slid off the track right there. Other than that, I would recommend going and seeing that. And I did see Novocaine in XD. If you guys haven't, that's actually the first time I saw a movie in XD, and I really didn't know what all the hype was. But if you guys go to a movie theater and want to see an XD and you haven't, I would recommend doing it. It was everything so much. You can hear everything so much better. Like you can hear it clear. It's louder. You can hear, like, for instance, a gunfire. A gunfire sounds like it's like happening like right behind you or right in your ears. Pictures bigger. Seats recline better. I don't know. It's a good experience if you're not a moviegoer or don't like going to movies or haven't been to movies in a while. I suggest you go out there and try it out. It's fun. It's an experience. Other than that, Austin 316 says, go see Novocaine. See you guys next week.